Maybe it wasn't a perfect debut, but it was pretty good. I'm sure Mel Kiper will absolutely say that Shedeur was perfect tonight, but we'll have to wait for that. But yeah, man, Shedeur finished 14 for 23 for 138 yards with 2 pass touchdowns. Only took 2 sacks, which was good. Made some plays on the ground with his legs. Looked pretty fast out there, too. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting him to look that fast. But at the same time, he is playing against 2s and 3s, so the game speed will definitely be a little bit different once he sees some regular season action going against the 1s. But all in all, man, pretty impressive debut for the Browns' 4th string QB. If you really think about it in a bigger picture sort of sense, any 4th-string QB to have that sort of performance in a preseason game is pretty impressive. So again, fair play to Shedeur Sanders, absolutely. It just makes you think, like, what if Shedeur had no controversial statements during the scouting combine? What if they never brought up the whole refusing to play if a certain team drafts them? What if he wasn't so arrogant during that time? And he had pretty good interviews with the majority of the teams he met with. I really think he would have been a 2nd-round pick, or maybe at the very end of the 1st round. At the very latest, probably a 3rd-round pick, around where Jalen Milroe went. So I don't know, man. Maybe Jimmy Haslam, the Browns owner, is kind of looking like a genius today because that's why the Browns drafted him. Jimmy stepped in, talked with the Browns GM, talked with Stefanski, and basically forced them to draft Shedeur. Because if you really think about it, the Browns took Dylan Gabriel 2 rounds earlier. So for an NFL team to draft 2 quarterbacks in the same draft, it's not very common. Without Jimmy's influence, they simply would have not done it. And I know it's only one preseason game, but maybe we gotta give Jimmy Haslam just a few flowers for right now. Just a few. But as far as the actual game went, he looked pretty accurate. He had some touch on a lot of the throws he had. Sure, early on, especially that first pass he threw to Deontay Johnson was way too high and was just essentially a fastball. Like I just said, as the game went on, especially on that first touchdown pass, just a perfect touch on that ball, just like right there, drop in the bucket sort of throw. So I feel like he calmed down absolutely as the game went on. I feel like his most impressive throw of the night when he was in his own end zone, 3rd down, stepped up, made a really accurate throw in the middle of the field. Not many flaws in his game in this first preseason action. Yeah, he had one kind of throw he forced in traffic in the 2nd quarter. But besides that, man, not a lot of flaws, man. Not a lot of flaws at all. And I'm really happy that he looked pretty good tonight. Just because I brought this up many times before, but the NFL, it's all entertainment at the end of the day, and whether or not you like Shedeur Sanders, he is a very controversial figure, and more controversy, more entertainment, more headlines, to me, it just equates to more passion and more buzz every single week. So thank you, Shedeur, for making the NFL more entertaining. I appreciate it. And as far as him being the QB4 for the Browns, we'll see if Dylan Gabriel plays next week. I would imagine that he wants to go out there and get going. And it'll be fun to see if he could come in there and look pretty good or as good as Shedeur Sanders, man. Because if I was in his shoes right now, I'd be happy for my teammate. But at the same time, I'd be like, I gotta get out there, bro. I gotta get out there. Like, he's gonna overtake me, etc., etc. So keep an eye on Dylan Gabriel going forward. Hopefully his hamstring isn't too serious, and we could see what he's got next week against Philly. And if Shedeur can keep this up for the next 2 preseason games, I think we'll absolutely see him a lot sooner rather than later in actual regular season football, the live rounds. So hopefully he keeps up this momentum, man. Let me know what you think down below of Shedeur's debut in the NFL. Were you impressed? Do you think he's getting overhyped right now? Or do you not care because it's preseason? Let me know in the comments below. Now, with this performance being pretty good and Jalen Milroe also having a pretty good debut Thursday night, all eyes are on Jackson Dart and Cam Ward going forward. I know one of these guys has to flop. I feel like they're all not going to have essentially near perfect debuts. If I had to put money on it, I think Jackson Dart is going to be the weak link here, but who knows, maybe he'll prove me wrong. They play Saturday at 1 o'clock, so I'll definitely be curious to see what he does tomorrow. And if you really think about it too, the Browns are supposed to be one of the weaker teams in the NFL, so the fact that he did that with the 2s and the 3s of one of the weakest teams in the NFL, I just think it's even more impressive, man. Like, it's not like he's doing this on the 2s with the LA Rams and Sean McVay as his play caller, or doing this with Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings. Yes, Kevin Stefanski's a great head coach, but from top to bottom, the Browns aren't the best team. They're just not. Shedeur Sanders, man, I know it's only one preseason game, and I know it's really easy to overhype things right now and get really excited. Football's back, so everyone is kind of foaming at the mouth right now. I get it. One day at a time, and today was just super, super impressive. So I think this is completely best case scenario for Cleveland, because I did mention this in a previous video of mine. I still think the plan is for the Browns to draft a quarterback in the 2026 draft early on in the first round, just because the amount of ammunition they have, and that quarterback class is supposedly being very good. So if they still stick with that plan and Shedeur has high stock for him just as a player, I feel like the Browns could definitely get a decent ROI, considering he was a 5th round draft pick that fell that much in the draft. Not saying he's going to go for a 1st round pick or anything, but I don't know, man. Maybe a 2nd, maybe a 3rd. You never know. So the next time we see Shedeur, Saturday, August 16th, 1 o'clock p.m. at the Link. Definitely be tuned in for that one, and you should too. Let me know what you think about the Brownies tonight, Shedeur Sanders, and everything else in between. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
The Chargers retake the field on offense. They just piled up the yardage the last time they had it, but walked away with only 3.
Yeah, and you got to feel good about it. They had a long march. They did a lot of good things on the offensive side. The offensive line performed well. And to march the football that far and kick a field goal, you got to feel good about it.
Woodhead, the lone setback this time. And it's batted down.
Well, but it's 3rd and long. I'll just say this, be very careful on the offensive side.
The Chargers come to the line. 1st down marker is at the 32. Johnson's there to catch the ball that had a lot of heat on it.
Jim Nantz, that was the old fly route. When we were kids, that's what they called it. See if you can fly by the defensive back. He did that time. Nice throw and catch.
1st and 10. 2 hands on the football and has the catch.
The Chargers did a good job there on 1st down. That pass picks up some good solid yards. Now 2nd and short. Much easier to call those kind of plays.
2nd and short. He's scrambling now. Ball is out, and the defense has it. He's brought down. The Chargers are set to take the field again on offense after a crazy sequence that didn't go their way. That turnover led to turnover points. And now let's see if they're going to get him here.